The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 29th day of July, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show, the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big thank you to HSB Bermuda for ensuring that we are able to pump through radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with the most important conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman, and we'll have a news break from Maya Palacio in a bit. How's everyone feeling today? We are 2 days out from the annual classic. How are you feeling? Excited? Happy? Ready for the holiday? Are you wearing your, so yesterday I had on neutral colors, well, black. Today you can see I've changed it up a bit. I have one, team colors. I have team colors on. I just thought it was appropriate to start wearing my team colors this. So hopefully you all can appreciate, and hopefully you have the courage to wear your team colors as well. I know some people who wear certain team colors might be a bit ashamed, but when you have these beautiful colors in your closet, you're not ashamed as much. So, and also notice I didn't do something. There was a time back in my immature days when I would say, happy cup match, Georgia's fans only. Well, I'm not like that anymore. No, I'm not like that. I've matured. All right. Yes, Kathy Rogers, blue and blue. Nicole Walker says, finally got your colors on. Looking good, Jay. Been wearing my colors for the last 2 weeks. See, what it was, family, is I was trying to be like this. What's that word? Unbiased. It was hard. Yeah. But here I am. Oh, yeah. I don't think we have somebody. So I'm going to try to keep it cordial. Manuela John, something wrong with her computer. Something happened. Parts. Suzanne Ingham says, super awesome cut match, Jamal and Maya. Forever true. Blue and blue. I love your shirt, Jamal. Forever. Yes. I think, this is the only appropriate color to wear this time of year. It's so appropriate that Somerset has blue along with the red. Yes. Headley and Swan says, I'm extremely excited about a short work week. She does love her job. Michelle White says, don't compromise, blue and blue all day, all the way, looking good. It's such a loving group of people tuned into this show. Yeah, I mean, even though we have the Manuela Johns of the world, but such a loving group. All right, folks. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome the coach of Somerset Cricket Club, Janeiro Tucker. He'll be on to discuss his team's approach to this year's Classic. So I'm looking forward to speaking with Coach Janeiro Tucker about this year's Classic. We'll have more cup match trivia today. All right, so hopefully you all get that right. And we'll give away another ticket. Right? Yesterday, Traveling Trotty won, but we'll give away another ticket. And folks, don't forget, contact at bermudacommunications.com if you want a ticket. So don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to our community. All right. We've got President Richard Scott showing his colors. Hey, um, you know, not all of us can be on the right side, right? Charles Jefferson, H. Jefferson II, he says, I'm excited St. George's own Mr. Cock Matches predicts a shock St. George's victory. Yes, I did see Clarence Parfitt. Yes. And then we got Michelle White says, would you say that supported TDH at the St. George's supported TDH the most at Medical House? Well, yeah, we definitely had more Georgia supporters at Medical House last week for our. All right, let's jump into it. This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Folks, as much as I want to get into Cup Match, something's happening that we all should, all right? Something's happening. Excuse me. Not my sneeze, but real quickly. Well, before we get into it, yes, the game is going to be televised, Nicole Hassel. Channel 82. You can listen to it on Hot 107.5, Magic 102.7, or you can stream it on theroyalgazette.com. Thank you, Michelle White. Appreciate you. Thank you, Cousin Phillips. Appreciate you. Both said bless you. All right. So in the Royal Gazette, the title reads, BTA Board, clear action taken in face of difficult truths. It goes on to say a revised staff incentive system is among plans the Bermuda Tourism Authority after its board members took part in frank and constructive talks about the Quango's future. The discussions, which have been welcomed by the Bermuda government, also resulted in a commitment to boost two key areas, including people and culture, changes to BTA's organizational structure. An update was provided by the authority as the board announced the conclusion of an internal investigation and the beginning of a transformative new chapter. William Griffith is the acting chairman of the BTA board, said this moment represents not an end but a reset. We have confronted difficult truths and taken clear action. Our focus now is moving forward, strengthening the efficiency of the organization and delivering results for Bermuda. BTA board remains committed to transparency. The work continues, and we are optimistic about what lies ahead. A global search for a new chief executive to lead the authority will start imminently, the organization said. The departure of Tracy Berkeley from the post was confirmed last month. In response to a public access to information request, the BTA earlier stated that 30 staff left the organization in little more than 2.5 years, including 23 employees who resigned or left through mutual separation between June 1st, 2022 and January 8th year. Van Keynes quit his post as board chairman in February. A review of the workplace environment, which was released to the public in March, found that mistrust, domineering, and siloed were words consistently when interviewed described the culture at the BTA. All right, well, the BTA board announced that the commencement of an extensive human resources audit and cultural reset initiative, marking the next phase in its commitment to fostering a strong, transparent, and inclusive workplace culture. An HR consultancy firm was engaged. All right, now, the BTA is hiring a global firm to assist with its search for a new CEO. The question of the morning for you all is, how do you believe the BTA should proceed, right? How do you believe they should proceed? And also, do you believe that the next BTA CEO should be Bermudian? That's a yes or no. Do you believe that the next BTA CEO should be Bermudian? Yes or no? But the first question, they've concluded with this investigation. I'm going to start. I think that the Bermuda Tourism Authority is making the same exact mistake. They are making the exact same mistake. At the end of the day, and I hope that, the Bermuda Tourism Authority is listening, someone can get in touch with them. Because this part bothered me. It said the search for a new chief executive officer will begin imminently. This global search will consider both Bermudian and international candidates, with the opportunity first being shared internally for advertisements here in local media. Goes on to say recruitment for a chief sales and marketing officer will be launched shortly using the same process. That is stupid. That is stupid. I'm sorry. Bermuda Tourism Authority should not be conducting hiring processes without a CEO in place. That's where they went wrong before. Because what the problem with the Bermuda Tourism Authority is that the board should not be running the organization. That's the job of a chief executive officer. The board is there to hold the chief executive officer accountable for running the organization. Their job is not to run the organization. And so they should not be the ones leading the search for a chief sales and marketing officer who would be working under the chief executive officer. Take care of hiring a chief executive officer and then let that CEO then build their team of trusted people that they believe can help them exceed the goals that that CEO has agreed with the board that they should achieve. But we would be doing the exact same thing. And I'm not quite sure we get it if this is the route we're taking. So I will probably write to the BTA board and say, I really, truly hope that you're not going to hire a chief sales and marketing officer before you hire a CEO. Because the CEO should be the one hiring the team around them, especially CEO, or have some say at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm out of my depth. But some things just make sense, and there are other things that make none. But audience, you're tuned in, you're listening. Do you believe the next BTA CEO should be Bermudian? That's a yes or no. It's no shame. No one's going to call you what they call people who like don't like people from other countries or cultures. Xenophobic. Is that the word? You're not going to be xenophobic if you want this CEO to be Bermudian. But how should the BTA proceed? This is an organization that gets millions of your dollars to market, sell, and promote the island. Your dollars that could be going towards education, crime prevention. What are your thoughts, audience? Should the next CEO be Bermudian? And also, how should they proceed? Do you believe that it's okay for them to hire staff without a CEO in place? I think it's ridiculous. Suzanne Ingham says, tell them, Jamal, set them straight. He says, absolutely Bermudian. The next CEO should be Bermudian. Richard Scott said, the current acting chair is non-Bermudian, so no shock that the search will include Bermudians and non-Bermudians. Someone once told me, start wrong and wrong. And I couldn't have said it better than President Richard Scott just now. You start wrong, you end wrong. And let me be very clear in saying that. I do believe in finding the best person for the job. But I'm tired of us believing that the best person is not among us. I'm sick of it. I don't like it. Yes, there are cases where in a small community, the options are going to be less, obviously. But if we've done things right, then there should always be opportunities for Bermudians to fill positions. And when I say done things right, that means us as employees as well, showing up, doing what we have to do. This is not a good start for this board if they go this route that's been shared in that Royal Gazette article that I just read. It's not. Again, audience, how should the Bermuda Tourism Authority proceed? And do you believe that the next CEO should be Bermudian? Michelle White says Bermudian, yes. But if there are executives representing us abroad who are not Bermudian, they can be considered. I see your point. Because I've said it before, and I remember doing a lecture at Bermuda College. The truth is, we don't have enough Bermudians in international context and relationships. That's where people like Hazel Clark come in. That's where people like Charles H. Jefferson II come in. We need people with international relationships. That's how you build tourism. Now, the way that I believe we should have went many years ago is every international person or non-Bermudian we had working with us should have had a Bermudian assistant working alongside them that could slip into that role upon their departure. Easy. But it would not, what's it called? Succession planning. But it would have never happened that way because that was never the goal. The goal was never succession plan. The goal was never to elevate Bermudians. The goal was always get what you can and build what you can for yourself, which is why when you see people leave Bermuda tourism, the non-Bermudians, they end up in these nice fancy positions because we overpay them. We let them pretty much do what they choose with the public's funds. And then they go and get these fancy jobs in places like, what's it called? Ashworth, North Carolina? Yeah. Kathy Rogers says, yes, it would be great. I would like to think they would be the best person for the position. Yeah. We've got to stop believing that Bermudians can't be the best for the position, especially Black Bermudians. But I will say this, and I said it when I spoke of the departure of Tracy Berkeley and the departure of Wayne King. It's not just about appointing a Black Bermudian. It's not just about appointing a Bermudian. It's not just about appointing a woman. It's about appointing the right person. For me, it's not a matter of whether I like a person. It's a matter of can they help us exceed the goals that we are trying to do or accomplish. That's what it comes down to. How do they treat people? Let's go back to the audience. Richard Scott says, in my opinion, the best person to lead our tourism product is one of us. No one can promote our island better than us. The challenge is that we must believe and be courageous without reservation and hesitation and without awaiting the authorization of someone. Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. Honestly, I truly hope that someone from this BTA current board is tuned in, maybe the minister, or someone who has direct contact with them. Because this would be a travesty if they move forward based on what I read in the Royal Gazette. A travesty. Seriously. Michelle White says, yes, hiring begins with the top. However, it also depends on the design of the pillars. If they plan to have a flat leadership top, hiring all chiefs designations, then it can make sense. Okay, sure. Suzanne Ingham says, CEO first, then the marketing person. Tell them, Jamal. Tell them how they're supposed to be functioning. Got it, Jamal. Hold them accountable for doing the right thing. Hold them check. If they don't do it right, we checkmate, and they will be done. Tourism, get it right. Listen carefully, Jamal. It shames me. But yes or no, audience, should the next CEO of the BTA be Bermudian? Just give us a yes or no in the audience. Again, don't be afraid to tell your truth. Yes or no, just a yes or no. Kathy Dell here with Ming says, I totally agree with you, Jamal. CEO first. If BTA requires non-Bermudian, that person should have some kind of vested interest in our country. I believe there are Bermudians who will better serve us. Okay, all right. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting conversation and one that I think we need to pay close attention. I'm tired of seeing the wrong people get positions. And again, I'm not in favor of DEI practices. I'm not in favor of naming a Bermudian just because. I'm not in favor of naming a Black person just because. I'm not in favor of naming a woman just because. Whatever. I believe that within us we have the best, but we have to allow the best to do their job if we give them the opportunity. That's what we need. I'll give you an example. We had Coach Clay Smith of St. George's on yesterday, and today we have Coach Janeiro Tucker. I guarantee you, if I asked people at Somerset or St. George's, are these men there for any other reasons than they believe they're the best people to do the job, I guarantee you won't get anything different. That's what I'm talking about. Somerset could have went overseas and brought in a coach, as could have St. George's. They both could have done that. Start looking at it like that. These men are the best among us. I want us to start believing that we can achieve and succeed, like, and do great things. But we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in our own people and our ability. No more are the days where outside is the right side. You all need to hold them accountable. It can't just be me on this mic, on the radio, or on the internet. Bermuda Tourism Authority has work to do. They have work to do. And I think it's a tough job. Very little hotel rooms, but we need the right people to help us achieve what it is settled. All right, folks, that's your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking. We're going to have the news break with Maya, and then we've got Mr. Cup Match, Somerset Club coach, Janeiro coming up after the break. Well, let's give some love to Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Oh.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All right, let's go to Maya Palacio for Daily Hour News Break. And folks, we'll go take our first commercial break. After the break, and then we'll have world's champion coach. I'm got my blue one for the first time this season, just because. Got the coach of the champions coming up after.
Good morning, good morning. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the good people at People's Pharmacy. Cup Match is more than a game. It's a celebration of our history, our freedom, and our culture. People's is here to support your celebrations because a healthy community is a strong community. Topping your news this morning, the Royal Gazette is reporting that Skyport has taken legal action against Bermudair, claiming the local airline is millions of dollars behind on airport charges. Skyport says it's been trying to resolve the issue with Bermudair for over a year, but has now been forced to pursue the matter in court. In response, Bermudair confirmed there are commercial issues between the two parties and says it hopes to resolve them in the coming weeks. You can read more on this developing story at the Royal Gazette. Meanwhile, looking back to moves made, or should we say no longer made, in politics, the One Bermuda Alliance's opposition leader Janeiro Richardson's choice to step down as their leader. I spoke with Sophia Tassatore, one of Bermuda's youngest politicians, and the OBA candidate for constituency 21, Pembroke Southeast, about the announcement. In regards to Mr. Richardson's decision to no longer be the opposition leader, she says, "I've really enjoyed working with Jarian and appreciate his leadership. I've grown so much as a politician and a person through working with him. I'm glad that he's taking a step to better balance his family and work obligations, as that's easily one of the toughest parts of politics." When asked, who would you want to see step up as leader of the OBA and why, she says, "All my colleagues will be strong leaders one way or another, in my opinion. Ultimately, this decision is up to the members who vote at our next conference." In regards to her own political journey, she says she hopes the OBA can attract more young people, which is an initiative she's working on along with other colleagues. Closing on her experience in politics so far, she says the journey has been a learning and exhilarating process. She closed saying that Bermuda needs compassionate and thoughtful leadership, above all with long-term thinking and strategy. Meanwhile, the government handed over a $55,000 check to the president of the St. George's Cricket Club, Michelle Painter. Just days away from the two-day celebration, Mr. Painter thanked the government and shared a message for the people of Bermuda.
What I ask is that the people of Bermuda police themselves first before the police have to police them. Please drink your water. Please wear your hats. Please watch your alcohol consumption and mind where you park. On day 1, we will have parking available at Tiger Bay, but I am told that it will not be available on day 2, and that East End Primary and the Garrison Field will be available to you. Please come down there and enjoy yourselves and the familial atmosphere and watch 2 great days of sports.
And as for your weather today, it's looking like sunny periods with a few showers around, and you got a high of 86 degrees. Now, back to the studio.
East End Primary and Garrison Field. I didn't hear the president mention anything about a shuttle service. Look, man, it's already hot. I'm not trying to run a marathon to the game. President, I'm going to talk to you. Well, I'm not driving, so whoever I go with, drop me at the gate. I'll see you in about 2 hours. I'm sorry. But no, I hope they have a shuttle service. Seriously, that's a long walk. Hey, it's days of the year. Time for days of the year. Thank you so much, Maya. Days of the year. It's National Chicken Wing Day in the U.S. Chicken Wing Day. So I gotta ask you, what's your favorite flavor of chicken wing? So Sherry told me a couple years ago. I guess Atlanta is like a lemon pepper, big popular flavor. I had never had lemon pepper wing, probably a year ago or something. And man, because I'm a spicy guy, I like hot buffalo, mango habanero. But man, I tried lemon pepper wings. Welcome to Atlanta. Delicious. And I love chicken. And you know anything about me. I love chicken. You know, I haven't been showing my red cup because I can't find my daily hour mug. But I didn't want to drink out this because I'm like, this represents so many things that are wrong with life right now. The color red. So yeah, I was trying to hide it, but just now the president, and he said Garrison Field and so on, I got to put my water down. What's your favorite flavor of wing? We've got that lemon pepper. Okay, you got lemon pepper. Folks, I forgot to put it down. I was shocked at Zan and Kathy Dell. They're talking about the red cup. It was a mistake. A mistake. All right? Give me. Tell me your favorite flavor of wing now. We've got lemon pepper in the house. Where's the okay? We've got barbecue. Anybody for buffalo? Like no one likes just buffalo? I do like mango habanero, but getting old, can't take that kind of spice in. I can't take that kind of spice in. So really, I've traded in my hot cap for lemon pepper. See, smart guy talking about was it a mistake my red cup? It was. I'm just drinking my water. You know, I'm trying to get my H2O in, and that was the only. I think my dad set me. Let me tell you how bad my pops is. My pop says, "Well, you know, Janeiro is your cousin, right?" No, he ain't. Yeah. You know, Pa was related to the Tuckers. My daddy trying to get me on Somerset. So bad. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. He keep that on the Outer Bridge thing, and I'm gonna stay with my St. George's thing because when the cop comes back, pops is gonna be silent, very silent. I'm okay where we're at. When I grew up, I don't remember hearing him talk about Somerset. All right, let's get back to the wings. We got teriyaki wings, Shigarena. Parmesan, says Hedley. Honey garlic, says Janice Otterbridge. Mild buffalo, says Richard Scott. I became a wingman from the uni days in Atlanta. Yep. We've got only, Suzanne Ingham says, I'll let this slide, the red cup. You only need a blue cup. And we've got buffalo, says Suzanne. Michelle White says, your pops needs to be checked. There's Somerset colors. Yep, Michelle White, you and I hemmed him up. Did a thing with it. He's scared to go in public. No. We've got Michelle White says, barbecue only. I can't do hot. I miss spicy. All right, folks, we got to take a break. We've got Mr. Cup Match coming up. So don't go anywhere. In the meantime, make sure you share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got Janeiro Tucker, coach of Somerset Cricket Club. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to read. So I said to a few people I was not going to write a letter to the about Cup Match. And then after Cup Match selection night, woke up Sunday morning, said I'm writing one. So I wrote a letter to the editor, and it appeared in the Royal Gazette this morning. You want me to read that? I'll read it after we have Mr. Top Match. I'll read it after we have. I'm going to take a break. Stick with us.
Hey guys, it's officially... And these are the new items that People's has to make sure you rep your team in style. The first item is this mini People's chargeable fan for you to take to the game to ensure you stay cool. Inside these cool tote bags, we have 2 shirt designs that come in both St. George's and Somerset colors. The first one looks like this, and the second one is a bit more of a solid color with a simpler design. I love the material of these shirts because they're nice and lightweight, which is perfect for cut match weather. Up next, we have 2 trucker hats that also come in St. George's and Somerset colors that also say Team Peoples on the side. Combine all these new items for the perfect cut match look. And remember, no matter what team you're for, we should all be Team Peoples.
96 degrees, real hot, oh yes.
Summer's heating up, but your home, it can chill. BAC is turning down the heat with 20% off Carrier X-Power mini split AC units. They're sleek, whisper quiet, and smart thanks to energy-saving inverter technology. New install, upgrade, doesn't matter. Just don't miss out. For a limited time, get 20% off when you pay with cash, credit, or debit.
96 degrees, real hot.
Swing by BAC on Mill Creek Road today.
Bermuda holidays are a time when we celebrate our community, traditions, and the beauty of Bermuda. HSBC is deeply rooted in the community and proud once again to be the lead sponsor of Cup Match. Somerset! St. George's!
St. George's!
Whether you're heading east to watch Cup Match in person or spending time camping, boating, swimming, or simply relaxing, no matter which team you choose, Cup Match is one of the most spectacular and energizing events, bringing the entire island together in celebration of Emancipation Day and Mary Prince Day. Wishing all of Bermuda a happy Cup Match from HSBC, and may the best team win.
Somerset! St. George's!
HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity.
Take a look at our workforce for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamel Hartman here. It is the Daily Hour, brought to you by BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC Bermuda. Thank you for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Without further ado, let's bring on our very special guest for the day. We had the coach of the challengers, Clay Smith, yesterday, and today we have the coach of the champions. They call him Mr. Cup Match. Please welcome Janeiro Tucker. All right. Calm down. He's got red and blue on. Calm down. Morning, sir.
Morning, mate. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I gotta ask you before we jump into any Cup Match.
No, before we jump, I want to say good morning, Somerset people, Somerset fans. Good morning.
You don't want to speak to St. George's people? Not this week?
A little low, born in St. George's.
Little look. I think they may have heard you. I think they may have heard you. But look, do you eat chicken wing? You got a favorite chicken wing flavor?
Yeah, I like the hot and spicy stuff. Buffalo.
Okay, he's a Buffalo guy. He's Buffalo. We've got a couple people. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm getting old. I can't take the heat like I used to. Can't take it.
Sweat. I like the sweat.
Hot. All right. That used to be my thing, but I don't know, man. It does more than make me sweat these days. I'm getting old. But thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming on. I know this is a busy time for the coaches. But speak to us. How are you feeling about your team after selection?
I think I have a great team when it comes to experienced youngsters. I think we done a good job, and we're moving in the right direction. We've got to make the transformation with the older guys, and I think that this year was the time. I mean, this is the first time we're probably going to any cup match with 3 coats, but I don't classify my coats as coats. I classify them as seasoned players. These guys are the quality, and they deserve to play. So I'm not worried about my coats because I know they've been playing with senior players for a while, and I know they're good. They're going to do the job. So I'm not worried.
Yeah. Last year, Somerset got off to a historic start. I mean, I remember speaking to the club like, wow, like I think Avrock might go for your record. And you were like, it's quite possible. But, it was a record-setting partnership between Terran Frey and Kamal Everett. How does Somerset build on that?
I look at it whereas they done their job. So at the end of the day, we're going to try to just, I guess, try to do the same thing. If anything changes, then we'll just make a little tweak. But I think we have to build on it. I think their guys are mentally focused on doing the job. So, they're senior players now. These guys have been around for 10 years, maybe 11 years plus. And I'm not really worried about them 2 guys because they can take care of themselves. So we're just going to continue on and let them play their game. I'm the type of coach that doesn't really try to change players. All I try to do is just tweak you for a little bit, but you're out there, you're playing, and you see what you want to hit, you see what you want to defend, so you just go and play. I'm not trying to change them.
Indeed. And I think one of the things people don't even remember is Somerset just has an embarrassment of riches amongst them, the players that make the team and the people who trial out. But it's interesting because for years, consistently had the openers be Chris Douglas and Terran Frey. So I think last year with Kamal stepping up and stepping in and breaking that record, Terran Frey and Chris Douglas had shocked some people. Maybe not you and people up Somerset, but I think even St. George's may have been a bit shell-shocked. But it just goes to show that there's a system up there. There's a well-oiled machine up there. And I think what you just said, I hope people take away from that is like, look, they know what they have to do. These are seasoned professionals at doing what they do. But you were forced into a change with LJ Richardson not available this year. However, there's also no Stephen Bremer, who wicket kept last year, and Jamal Proctor. Speak to what was behind those additional teams.
When we look at it, it was hard to make a decision to drop the 2 players that we did. LJ is injured, so we had no choice but to make a change. But LJ will be back. He'll come back next year, fully fit, and commit to the program. Bremer and Proctor, it was a hard decision that we had to make. But like I said to you, is that when it comes to Bremer, we're trying to. It wasn't about his ability. We know his ability, but at the end of the day, we have to make a change, and we can make a change with 5 or 6 changes in years to come because we're going to lose. We're going to lose maybe another 3 players come next year. It'll probably be their last year, so we have to make that change. And I thought it was the right time to bring in Zarai Tomlinson. He is probably the best under 19 player in the island that we have, and he's a wicket keeper, and it was just that time, and it's been batting really well this season. If you saw in the Cup match, he got 50-something. So he is the future, and that's where we had to change our mindset and move on. I mean, it's hard to drop Bremer. Bremer's the type of guy where his vocal, he gives a lot of energy, and that's what we may lose this year. But at the end of the day, it's like we got to move on. Proctor was another hard decision we had to make. But we didn't make a decision on cricket stuff for Proctor because we knew he is probably another young, talented young man. But we have to think of the mindset and the mental of our players as well. And we thought that Proctor wasn't in it mentally. So at the end of the day, we had to make a decision, and that's what the selectors came up with. And we made a great decision to pick these three young good players. And these three players, they can bet anywhere in our lineup. If you look at our lineup, we've got 10 batsmen.
Well, let's look at it. Walk us through. Let's look at your lineup. Just walk people through from top to bottom and just speak to what each person brings the team.
Oh, well, Terran Frey, he's a leader. He leads us very well. And he's probably the best leader we have in the island that leads all teams. You know what I mean? He leads Bermuda, he leads Bayless Bay, and now he leads Somerset Cricket Club. So he's a leader. Kamal is the type of guy, whereas he's very explosive. He can take a game away from you within the first 10 overs. If you saw it last year, that's where we won the game. We won our game in the first 10 overs. Dominic Saber, young, enthusiastic, and very talented. And he's starting to do a role for Somerset as well. You got Trey Mendes, a very good batsman. He gets going this year, St. George will definitely be in trouble. He's just been a little bit under the radar for the last few years, but he's very talented. And he showed it in the years that he's played before. Then you got Dion Stubble, a class act, a guy that takes the game away from St. George's no matter what position we're in. We can be down or up, and Dion will take the game right away from you. Then you got Malachi Jones, another one. He builds anything that we ask of him, he can build. He can build pace, he can build spin, he can build a little medium, and he can bat. Then we got Derek Brinkman, a left-arm spinner, probably the best spinner in Bermuda. So when we look at Derek, we are losing nothing when it comes to building. McKeel Walker, another one. He hasn't built as much in the 2 years that he has played because we have had these spinners. But I think this year McKeel is going to make a difference in the lineup. And that's another good reason why we took him on that St. George's track that may be a little bit of bounce, nice and hard. Zarai Tomlinson, like I said, he is the best batsman in his age group by far. The guy is unbelievably good. You see the stroke players he plays. Mentally, for an 18-year-old, his mental is so phenomenal. It's unbelievable how this young guy just thinks cricket. Then you got Alex Dua, another good player, very young, 25 maybe years old. He has the ability to also play and bat in any position. And we can always, as some, we can change our batting lineup accordingly. Dana Richardson, another, the Southampton Rangers captain, another one. He is got unbelievable talent as well. So it's time for us to see him come and share his talent. But at the end of the day, this team is very good. We are very mature, and my players will tell you, I don't take no nonsense when it comes to them doing certain things. I'm very strict, but I still allow them to enjoy themselves, But when it comes on that game day, I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm your coach. And that's how I am.
I want to go back to Tomlinson because he did try out, or was he a reserve for St. George's previous?
Last year, I think for the last 2 years, he's been reserved.
How were you able to pry him away from St. George's?
Well, I used to coach Zerai in the under-19s, and I had a couple words with him, asked him what was his plan for cup match, and just stuff like that. And he wanted to play, but I don't think just him wanted to play. I picked him for ability. I think I talked to him and said, "Well, look, you've been St. George's for the last 4 years. Why don't you come up Somerset and try out?" So he says, "All right, I'll think about it." And I spoke to him probably about, I want to say, probably about February. And I said, "Look, man, why don't you come up the road? You got a good chance of playing cup match. I follow you. I follow him in school cricket in England. He's made a couple centuries, 80s, 70s. And I just called him and said, look, come up, come give it a try, and let's see where it takes us." So that's what he did. And his talent alone has got him picked. And everybody's talking about this young man. So I had no choice but to pick him on his ability, not because he left St. George's. I picked on ability because if players want to leave St. George's and come up, that don't mean I'm going to pick you. Right. I picked you because your ability, and I believe this young man's ability is unbelievable. He's got about 15 years of cup match, easy.
I'm glad you mentioned that because there are some people, and I think Sammy Robinson happened to came right down to the last day, which trial he would go to, Somerset or St. George's. Played an excellent inning at Somerset, but I don't think Sammy ever appeared again. And I think some people think, well, oh, they're picking him so he won't play for St. George's. I'm glad you keep mentioning ability because I don't know if some know that once you play, not reserve, but once you play, you're locked in. You can't play for the other team. However, the rule was changed where reserved and you can still play for the other. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Audience, if you have any questions or comments, send them through. I'm going to go to the audience because a couple of questions have come through. One more quick thing. Stephen Bremer has been dropped before and returned. So I think what I want people to understand what you're saying is this might not be the end for him. He might, be able to come back and you just don't know. But I like his attitude because he's not a player who was dropped and then said, I'm done with cricket. Dropped previously, came back. And I think it goes to, spirit of players understanding, look, it's bigger than me. This is a team thing, right? So hopefully we can see him back. But Mark Arthur C. Phillips has a question. He's asking, Mr. Tucker, how much planning and preparation goes into coaching and preparing for the Cup Match Classic?
Well, it never stops. I mean, for me as a coach, I think and plan cricket every day, all day. Whenever I'm home, I think about what can I do, what should I do, and then I implement it in my coaching strategy or my philosophy, rather say. So Somerset have been training since June 25th, 3 days a week, and it just never stops. Coaching, as a coach, all you do is think cricket, and that's all I do. I just think cricket all day. And you have to upgrade yourself on a regular basis. So you can't just be a coach and not do any type of upgraded courses and stuff like that. So I'm a 24/7 coach. I think all day, every day. That's all I do.
Charles A. Sheffs II has a question. He's asking, does Coach Tucker anticipate there being as much pressure as head coach as there was as a player, especially given that you're not able to do anything on the field, like you can play for your players?
Not really, because I think once my mental aspect of the game retired, then I don't look forward to playing cup match. But as a coach, as long as you prepare the players, there's nothing much you can do once they're on the field. I just prepare these guys mentally, physically, and then they go on the field and they execute the game plan. It's all about them once we get out there. I cannot help them no more. They're on their own,
Let's get back to your team. Somerset have been dominant. I mean, they just haven't capped the cup. They've been dominant over the last 10 years. How do you keep your players grounded up there? Like, I mean, there are people arrogant, cocky, like, oh, yeah. How do you keep them level-headed?
For the last 10 years, I think what keeps these guys grounded, I don't really want to say it, but it's the St. George's fans and some of the players. That keeps them good. Because the more that the people talk about, oh, we're going to hammer this team this year, we're going to beat you this year. So it's just a matter of keeping them grounded, keeping them level-headed, and say, keep your eye on the prize. And that's what keeps these guys going. I don't have to say too much because they know you can't be cocky about it. You have to be humble, stay grounded, and play the game. The talk, you will get talk regardless. They're going to talk. But I think the more the fans keep on talking to these players about it, I think the more hunger they get to keep on beating St. George's.
Got Michelle White asking, Coach, what would it take to get your team out by lunchtime? Who's laughing? I need to give my team a heads up. Look, Stephen Outerbridge, Cup Match selection night, he predicted that the game would be over by 3 p.m. Then he said 2 p.m. on Thursday. Truthfully, the game was over the opening batsman last year on Thursday. And that's not being rude, disrespectful. It's just the truth, right? It was either going to be a draw or a victory. Ended up. For years, when I grew up, St. George's held the cup, and it's usually a draw when I was growing. But this is the type of dominance that we didn't see during that time. Yes, St. George's would win every couple of years, but it was mostly draws. When you see this kind of dominance, there are people who will say, oh, this isn't about how good Somerset is, just how bad the state of cricket is. What do you say to them?
I mean, yes, cricket is in a bad state, but I think it's us as coaches and former players has to keep it going. Like for myself, I have my own cricket academy to help out the youth. So I have the what do you call it? The passion to try to bring cricket back. Because when we look at cricket, it's somebody that coached me, somebody that helped me out, or other than my daddy. So for me to have the passion for cricket, I am trying to now put back and give back the same thing. So I have to now put back into cricket. And that's what I'm trying to do to improve the level and everything for the young players. That's the only way we're going to improve in this island. So that's my next goal, to make sure that the island gets back onto a high level of cricket. That's my plan.
We have a trivia question, and I'm probably going to give you now. But you were so close in your cup match to reaching 1,500. You ever look back and say, man, I should have just one more year? Get that? Or are you happy where you?
I mean, this time of the year, you get that passion to say I should have played on a little longer. But us as individuals and as cricket players, it's a time that you have to get off the stage. And I thought 2016 was definitely my time to get off the stage and introduce new blood. And I thought that time of the year when I left, I thought Somerset was in a good place. So it's not like I left them in a position where they was not dominant. I just thought it was time. Like I said, I still got that feeling where I wish I played on, but then it's like you done the right thing, because when you look at the players and the heat for the damn 2 days, it's like I don't think I can make 2 days anymore. I can make 50 overs, but not open cricket for 2 days. I don't think my body would allow me to last that long.
What would you say to Somerset fans as far as expectations, what your team is going to set out to do over the next this year's 2 years cup match?
I want the Somerset fans to come out and support. Just support. I mean, you don't have to come to the game, but just support the players. If you see the players, encourage them. Give them some type of good advice. Play hard. Play the game in the spirit. And just keep going. Because we're gonna give our all. And we are coming to St. George's to win, regardless. I'm not trying to come St. George's got a draw. I'm not trying to come St. George's to lose. I am fully focused, 100%, coming St. George's to win the game. And that's it. So I just want some fans, just support the team and come out and do whatever you got to do to support the team. Right? You're on the beach, picnicking, causeway, just support the players. That's it.
Coach Janeiro Tucker, thank you so much for making time for us. All the best to you, honestly. All the best to you this year, cup match. I'm looking forward to a competitive match. And I just hope that my team doesn't lose. Notice my language. Notice my language. Yeah, doesn't lose.
Doesn't lose. Okay.
So I'm taking. I'll see you at the field, Coach. Have a good one.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All righty. Coach Janeiro Tucker, folks. If you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Please make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break, and we'll come back. We're going to give away another ticket for cup match after this as well. We'll give away another ticket. All right? So stick with us. We'll be back in about a minute, 24 seconds.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's loan guarantee program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda business starts here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazok Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Oops. Sorry about that. Welcome back. You guys caught me that cup again. But thanks again to Coach Janeiro Tucker and Somerset Cricket Club for making time for us this morning. Really, really definitely appreciate the engagement. I'm going to read a few comments. Sorry I didn't get to all of them, but we have Roger Levrock said, "Greetings, coach, manners, and respect. My hope is that both teams will demonstrate a supreme level of mental discipline and skill set individually and collectively for 2 days. All the best to both teams." Yeah, we appreciate your contribution as well. Got James Burgess, good morning to the TDH team. I'm watching from home. Happy Emancipation Day and Cup match. I'm a Georgia's fan. May the best team win. Indeed, the best team, Georgia's. All right. Big thank you to HSBC, Medical House, Linda's, Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations on a regular basis. And again, folks, if you haven't already, whatever platform you're on, give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, family, and colleagues. Make sure that they have access to the most important community conversations. Yeah, I got caught with that red cup again. All right, folks, it's time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at Studio World Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Or again, the Cup Match Edition is in various stores throughout Bermuda. So if you want to learn some stuff about the game, go check it out. Here's your question today. Janeiro Tucker, known as Mr. Cup Match, scored how many runs in his Cup Match career? Well, no one got it. No one got the answer. 200, Headley. That man made almost 200 runs in one inning. We're talking about Janeiro Tucker, not 1,200. Michelle White. Ollie Rich must have get a trip. It is 1,400. Of course, President got it. I was hoping you. But yeah, it's 1,491. That's why I asked him, like, did you not want to play one when you reach 1,500? But I get it. Hey, man, got to know when to stage, right? Charles is making fun of Karen Simmons. Thankfully, she's overseas, traveling right now, not to see his rudeness. 1430, very close, very close. Folks, yes, the hashtag is Cup Match, hashtag Cup Match 2025. We'll spin the wheel for a chance to win a ticket to the game this year. Look, I want to just, give my final thoughts on this. As far as the conversation about the beach, I mean it when I say the Bermuda Tourism Authority, if what was shared in the Royal Gazette yesterday, the only thing that's changed is the names on. They're getting it wrong again. And because they're getting it wrong again, we will end up in the same exact situation. Something has to change. Bermuda Tourism Authority Board should not be the ones running Bermuda Tourism Authority. Their job is to hire a CEO who then runs the Tourism Authority. Anyone on the board who wants to run the BTA should not be. I'll leave it at that. And yes, I believe the CEO should be Bermudian. Because I believe, like we have a Bermudian coach for Somerset Cricket Club and a Bermudian coach for St. George's Cricket Club, I believe that we are the best. All right. As far as Coach Tucker, look, his passion for the game is matched. I appreciate that he is a strict coach. And if you heard him speak the other night, there's standards. And because of what he's achieved in the game, he commends the respect. He's been a part of the process even through retirement from playing. I think I speak for many when I say, you know what? Much as I want St. George's to win, I just want the best of Bermuda to be representing us field over. I'll read my letter to the editor because I said I was not going to do one this year. You all were talking about me when I wrote that one a couple years ago, Premier, drinking behavior. But if you look at the Gazette today, here's what I said. Now, Royal Gazette titled it, "Kudos to St. George's for not placing profits on people." I said, "Dear sir, we may be witnessing a cultural shift with St. George's Cricket Club, regardless of how the game turns out on the field. It has been said that St. George's previously named their team late to bar to make money. However, in recent years, we've seen a shift in how they are conducting their business as far as the timing of announcing the team. It is a step, a small step, but one that should not be overlooked. The bar cannot and must not be the highlight of one of our most prized holidays. In fact, it should not be the mainstream revenue for any of our community clubs throughout the island. Georgia should be commended for how it is quietly trying to change a culture deeply rooted in our society that it has become our norm. This is a small example of how cultures shift for good. Time will tell as it relates to improvement in other aspects of the club and the greater community, but it is clear that the focus has shifted and long may it continue. The bar does not define us, nor should it reflect us. In contrast, Somerset, under the banner of dominance and development, may be the standard, at least in the way they approach cup match. First-year head coach Janeiro was very direct in speaking about the behavior of players who have an interest in representing the annual classic. It is clear that neither talent, past performance, nor ties to the club will guarantee anyone a place with the champions, and it shouldn't. With an embarrassment of riches at their disposal, the club are happy to dig their heels in, sure that they can choose a team that everyone is proud of. No matter who anyone supports, I'm sure we could all agree that not only is Somerset's approach to cup match admirable, but it also be the catalyst changes needed towards improving our community on the annual classic and sports in general. On that note, happy Emancipation Day, happy Prince Day, happy cup match. That's my letter there. No criticism. All right, let's do this giveaway. Let's see who's going to be today. Hit the draw button. Oops, I forgot you all could see me. Michelle White, congratulations. Congrats to you. You will get yourself a ticket to the annual classic. Don't forget, send an email to contact@bermudacommunications.com and we'll give another ticket away tomorrow. Oh, Shree Dill says, I'll just tell the truth. Just want to be a Somerset. I don't. I when the tables turn, you all, folks, I'm gonna be more unbearing than I am today. Don't let it happen. Let it happen. Seriously. I'm gonna leave you with that letter as your daily inspiration. I hope it serves to inspire not just our community, but our organizations, groups, teams throughout the island. So on that note, folks, tomorrow, final show, and what we're going to do is something we haven't done in a couple years. We did it first year when we started this show. We're going to share with you the link. So get old up or whatever you all do and come in studio and talk your smack. Join us in studio tomorrow morning to represent your cup match team. Make sure your internet is strong, that we can have a good old conversation. Wear your collars on camera. Have some fun. Everyone is invited except Somerset. You're invited. I've changed. All right, folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, Pharmacy, and a big thank you to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we were able to pump through radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these important conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for being part of our daily routine, your daily routine. If all good, back to do this one more time this week, tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe, great day or a great